Woo-hoo. It's gonna be interesting, y'all. I'm telling you right now. I got a lot to say on my mind right now. I got a lot to say. Are we live? I got a lot to say. Hold on. Let me turn up. We good? We good? Cause I got a lot to say right now, and I've been thinking about this the entire day since since everything started. Ever since this day started earlier today, I've had a lot on my mind. I've been just hearing what other people said, really, and it really hasn't affected me. But I just want to get other people's perspective because what I have to say is crazy. So I'm gonna give people an opportunity. I'm pretty much gonna go over here and rant for like the next 10 minutes or so, man. I just got off of work. I'm tired. I gotta do some other things. But for the next for the next little bit or so, 10, 15 minutes, we gonna talk about this book that it hasn't been released yet. It's coming out soon. I think in a month or two. It's called To Be Feared or Not to Be Feared. I think that's what the title is. Sean Wickersham. You may know him. He works for ESPN. He's also the guy that had the whole Patriot Belichick drama when it first broke out. He was the guy that broke that story saying, "Hey, saying the Patriot didn't look good." And I didn't believe it at first. I'll admit, I didn't believe it at first. I say, what does he know? Hey, Bill and Brady's good. Hey, we gonna be good. We gonna be good. But he was right though. He was right. And when it came out, all that stuff, I said he was right. I said respect is due. I was wrong. I didn't know. I thought it was just false information because he had some false reports in the past. But he's been right on this one so far. So I'm not gonna get on him too much. But all right. Let's go. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into this. First things first, man. Hopefully y'all doing well, man. If you're watching this stream right now, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, man. I'm trying to do my best to do a video a day this week leading up to game week, and then you're going to start seeing the videos throughout the week. I'm going to try my best to get back on the grind. I kind of fell out of touch a little bit, but now we trying to be back, man. Just doing little things, man. Doing little things. So, now, it's time. It's time. It's time. Shout out to the podcast yesterday. I broke my initial thoughts on it, and I said on the podcast, you can go back and look, I said this is a legacy game. Not for Tom Brady, because Tom Brady's legacy is already solidified now at this point. I mean, it was already solidified before he left New England, but now that he left New England and won a championship in the first season, oh yeah, stamp. Build up another statue on top of the statue. That's basically what he did. I've always said, when we talk about the Super Bowl, who gets more credit, Brady or Bill? I always say Brady gets 60% of the credit. It's 60% Brady, 40% Belichick. And I always give the players more credit because as a scheme, as a system, you can have all that in place, but your players still got to perform. I can tell you the defense. I can tell you it's going to be cover 3. The seam route's going to be open, this and that. That plus, I still run that seam route. It still has to fool that safety. The players still have to perform out there. And there's sometimes where scheme just has to go out the window and you have to say, I'm better than this person. I'm taking over. And time again, Brady's done that. So that's why I always said Brady got 60% of the credit. Now, the way it's looking now, and this is why I said this is a legacy game for Belichick, because say what you want. You can say that we don't have the talent. I'm still picking us to win. I'm still riding my team. As you see right here, I'm still riding with my team. I'm still a Patriot fan, through and through. Brady on the other side, it's going to suck seeing him, potentially throw touchdowns against us. But Belichick going to be in his bag this game. He has to be because it's a legacy game for him, not for Brady, because Brady can lose his game or whatever. And if you already don't like Brady, if you already said Brady got carried, all this other stuff, you're going to say the same thing. You're just going to push your agenda. You're going to push your narrative. So that's not going to, it ain't going to change up that factor. Belichick loses to Brady, those same people can push their agendas. But when it goes down in history books, it will show, regardless of talent, it will say Brady won the Super Bowl his first year away from Belichick. Brady beat Belichick his first year that they played against each other. So regardless of what you want to say, when we go back on history and look through the things, that doesn't matter. Just like context. Everybody wants to talk about, this and that. You got to look at, no. The context matters to a certain extent, but when you look at history, people don't go through that. When we go look at champions from 10, 15 plus years ago, people don't talk about the little things that could have happened in that game. Some people may bring it up just to be petty, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We can say Peyton Manning got carried to the Super Bowl his last year. At the end of the day, he's still a 2-time Super Bowl champion. It doesn't matter. Like, look at Sean McCoy, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion. They just tweeted that out today. And people are going to say, well, he didn't play that much in those seasons. Doesn't matter. When you look back at history, when you're going to go back and look at the record books, look at the numbers, if he's going to get in the Hall of Fame, they're going to say he's 2-time Super Bowl champion. That matters. So, why does this game matter just for Bill Belichick, not Brady? As I said before, Bill Belichick, he loses this game. If he gets blown out, not if he loses. If he loses by 14 points and everything, cool. We knew the Bucs were the better team. You know, we kind of expected this. But let's say it's a 3-score game. And I'm not saying Brady scores. Even if Brady scores at the end, let's just say it's a 3-score game. Let's say they lose by 17 or they lose by 21. You're telling me, you, Bill Belichick, the guy that is, you know, the greatest coach of all time, which I still stand to this day. Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time to this day. Two things can be true. Word to Shannon Sharp. You get blown out by Tom Brady. He won a Super Bowl when he left you. You get blown out by him the first time you meet up. That's not a good look for your legacy. That's not a good look for your resume. That makes it look like Brady carried you. And I never said Brady carried you. I always said Brady did more. You know, he gets more of the credit. But I never said Brady carried you. You get blown out, that narrative is going to start playing. Because let's say you get blown out and then you don't make the playoffs this year. Let's say Brady goes again and wins another Super Bowl this year or a year after that. Brady wins another Super Bowl and you don't make it back to the playoffs for the rest of your career as a head coach / GM of the New England Patriots. That is going to look terrible on your resume, Bill. That happens. People are going to say that you got carried. They're going to say 75, 80% Brady like some people want to say. I never want to say that. But that's what the narrative, that's what the agenda is going to be. And history is going to prove them right. So this is a legacy game for Bill Belichick. Legacy game for pride because he comes out and loses this game. We're going to just say Brady had the better team. We expected this. He gets blown out. That's bad. And don't say, oh, well, the guy's going to get up with this. No, Belichick knows. Brady knows. They downplaying it right now like, oh, it's another game. No, that's bullshit. We know Belichick is probably in the film right now as this video is being uploaded, recorded. Clicking, trying to figure out what defense he can do against the Buccaneers. Brady, he's in his house right now, clicking. Ooh, I can't wait. I remember we did this. I can't wait. We got to figure out something different. Belichick's going to have to be in his bag this game. Whatever you got, I need your Duffy. Go in your savings right now. Whatever plays that you have not broken out, defenses, coverages, whatever have you not shown Tom Brady or you haven't thought of in the past 5-10 years, I need that Sunday. I'm going to need that Sunday. And you are going to need that Sunday too because Brady's coming in here for blood, man. He coming in here for blood. So we got to go ahead and defeat that. But back to this book, man. That's just my little rant going on this Sunday's game. But back to this book. What really pissed me off, and again, why I'm so passionate, and this is really not a legacy game, is because of the book that's coming out soon. So I'll admit, doesn't look good for Belichick. Am I saying it's everything in this gospel? No, I'm not saying everything is gospel. But when there's smoke, there's fire. And Sean Wickersham has proven to me in the past that when there is smoke, there's definitely some fire brewing. And so we finally get to why Malcolm Butler was benched. We finally get to the reason why. We've been trying to figure out why did Malcolm Butler get benched. I said it afterwards. Why did Butler get benched? Some people say Bill's selling him. He's sabotaging him. I'm like, what is going on? Turns out, let me get closer to this so y'all can hear. You can see my face. Malcolm Butler, the quarterback that played the most defensive snaps that entire year. We just got Gilmore in the offseason, but Gilmore played more snaps than him. Was an All-Pro the year before Gilmore got there. Was Pro Bowler the year before that. Made the Super Bowl catch to win the Super Bowl against Seahawks the year before that. So a game-winning Super Bowl catch and being an undrafted free agent, coming in, making a play. Then you become a Pro Bowler next year. Then the following year you become an All-Pro, and then you have Stephon Gilmore on the other side. And you have a really good year. Next year, I think your contract's up. You're telling me in the week of the Super Bowl, not weeks, no, week of Super Bowl in practice, you and the defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, gets into an argument, and Bill Belichick says, I'm going to punish you and not play you but 2 to 3 plays, and that's only on special teams? Let me recap this if y'all don't understand. A cornerback who made the game-winning Super Bowl play, then following year became a Pro Bowler. The year after that became an All-Pro. The year after that has a good season. Isn't the best, but he plays the most defensive snap on your team. That means every year that's improvement. And you're telling me that because he got in an argument with the defensive coordinator the week of the Super Bowl in practice, tensions of high. People have fought at practice the week of the Super Bowl. Did you not see who the Seahawks when they beat the Broncos? Who was it? Was it Percy Harvin and I think it was Doug Baldwin? Whoever. Percy Harvin and somebody got into it, fought and everything week of Super Bowl. And what happened on Sunday? Blew the Broncos out. And you're telling me you're going to bench him for that? And then okay, you go in there and bench him, you want to punch him and everything. But you see Nick Foles. Nick Foles, who is now the third string quarterback for the Chicago Bears, who was the backup quarterback going into that season of the Super Bowl, who only stepped in because Carson Wentz got hurt week 12, week 13. You telling me you seen him pass the ball all over the field. You got Gilmore running out there, guarding Alshon, guarding Aguilar. He's guarding everybody. When Gilmore's on somebody, they literally go away for him because Gilmore's traveling. And they're going to the other side. You're telling me that after you're seeing Nick Foles dot us up the whole first half, that you're still going to stick to your guns. You're still going to be an ego-driven. And you're still not going to put Malcolm Butler in and think he's not going to help you at least? For those who say Malcolm Butler's not that good, let's just think if Malcolm Butler were to play, would these stats be different? Do you think these stats would be the same? Because I'll tell you this right now. I always said, I don't know if we would have won a Super Bowl. I don't know if you want to win a Super Bowl, if Malcolm Butler's in there. We might have still lost. But you're telling me Gilmore on that Super Bowl day gave up one completion on 5 attempts to his way and two pass breakups. That was Gilmore's coverage stat for that Super Bowl. So Gilmore, Gilly locked down. Nothing over there. The guys he decided to play instead of him, Eric Rowe, who you got from the Eagles that same season, and you thought that, Eric Rowe, cool. Like I said, he was a good nickel corner, maybe, could help us out, but you got him on the outside. Gave up, when they targeted him, 4 for 9, 80 yards, and that touchdown against Alshon Jeffrey Monster. He had 3 pass breakups, sure. 80 yards and a touchdown. You got Richards, who's primarily a safety. 2 catches on 2 attempts, 74 yards. Batamosi, who's in there for a play on the outside. 1 catch, 1 attempt, 17 yards. So let's go ahead and let's kind of add that up because those are the guys that was playing the second corner that, would have been for Malcolm Butler. 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. 9, 2, 1. That's 12. So 7 for 12, giving up over 150 yards and a touchdown. And you're telling me that Malcolm Butler is going to give that up? You telling me it's not going to be somewhat different? Hey, all I'm going to say is a dialogue is being made, man. And I hated it had to be Bill Belichick. And I love Bill Belichick. He's still the greatest coach of all time. Bill played with Tom for 20 years. He knows what bothers him. I think he can get in Tom's head. I hope so, man. But in that same token, Tom knows what can get into Bill's head. They've been in the meeting rooms together, all that stuff. I don't know. But again, you bench Malcolm Butler. Shoot. Let's go ahead. Yeah, you want to bench Malcolm Butler and you sold Tom Brady. And I always said that. I said the Rams Super Bowl after the year we lost to the Eagles, that defensive performance that Bill and Flores did, that was a maker for the Super Bowl. But that Super Bowl could have been avoided by your ego. His ego was what got in the way, and that's what got in the way with him. Before we get into my next point.
Repositions and sets up in the slot to the right. They go right to the air, and the pass is caught by Nelson Aguilar for a gain of 5 up to the 30-yard line, tackled there by Kyle Van Noy. 3rd down and 4. Balls flushed out.
That's Eric Rowe. Look at Eric Rowe getting cooked the second play.
First year with the Eagles came over for the Bears, and Philadelphia with the game's first down.
Look at this, man. 3rd and 12. Who he going to? He ain't looking at Gilmore's way. Look, he's looking at all Gilmore's way.
Fires downfield, and that is
Eric Rowe.
38-yard line.
That's Eric Rowe again.
Like he's going to get beat on this stunt, but he recovers just in time to allow Foles to make the turn and pick up that first down.
In the backfield from the 38-yard line.
Telling me that
in the RPO, and the pass is caught by Ertz, the tight end. He was their leading receiver during the regular season, caught 74 and then 8 touchdouns. In his second year as the Eagles coach, and he calls the play, sends him in to Foles, who throws over the middle, and then is caught and staying on his feet and picking up some extra yardage, about 8 total, is Nelson Aguilar.
And he didn't win the Super Bowl. He didn't help you out. And he wasn't helping up the locker room. Now
play action. Going for it all into the end zone, and it is caught. Alshon Jeffrey for the touchdown. The former Bear, 34 yards and a touchdown.
And Nick Foles told us, he said, early in this game, I want to be able to take my shot. And there goes his big guy. As we have seen, these Philadelphia Eagles have a way of playing above the rim. You watch these receivers come on the field, you think you're getting ready to watch an NBA game. They go up, box out, rebound, and they've been putting points.
It mind boggles me that Belichick really sat there and let this guy do that. He really sat there and let this guy do it just because that's your buddy. You want to punish him. If you wanted to suspend him, fine him, cut him after the season, that's fine. But the Super Bowl, last game of the season, go. I don't care what you do. As long as you're on that field, we'll deal with it afterwards. Belichick, I'm going to need everything, bro. I'm going to need everything that you got this Sunday. Your defense, I need it all. I need it. I need it. Last thing I'm going to end off with, man, talk about this, but Bill Belichick, man, the nerve of this guy, man. It don't look good for you, Bill. And we knew how much of an ego-driven he kind of was, and you saw when he let Brady go. But the fact that he did not even meet with Brady face-to-face after Brady called him and said, I want to meet you face-to-face. And he basically said, nah, I'm good. You know, we can just handle it over the phone. Really? Really? After 20 years, this man took pay cut after pay cut after pay cut, kept dealing with you, bashing him, stopping practice just to flame him, just to demean him. Practice after practice, meeting after meeting, won you 6 Super Bowls. And you don't think that y'all can at least, even though y'all didn't have the best relationship, out of just good nature, out of good business, that you won't just talk to him face to face just so y'all can say y'all goodbyes face to face, like thank you for everything. It was a hell of a ride. You're telling me that you can't be in the same room with him because are you jealous of his greatness that he's getting more credit than you? Is that why you benched Malcolm Butler? Because you wanted to prove that you can win with anybody? That you can do anything? Is that why you wanted to release Tom Brady with Jimmy G? Because you felt like Brady was done even though he really didn't show any signs of deteriorating? And that you were pushing Brady to leave? Is that what you were doing? Is that why? Do you really want success? And Bill, like I said, the greatest coach of all time. That GM, we're going to have another discussion about that. But the fact that you didn't want to meet with the man that damn near helped you make your career, because you was a good defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, you pretty much like sub 500. You wasn't that good of a coach. People didn't view you as the GOAT coach until Brady. You're telling me after all that, you don't deserve the courtesy of meeting face to face. That's ego-driven. That's arrogance. And that's why I said this is a legacy game for Bill, especially with this book coming out. We knew Bill was an asshole. Even Kraft said he's a big asshole. We knew he was an asshole. But with this book coming out, with the quotes that's being happened, the stories that's being told, rent's due, but Bill. October, what was it? 1st, 2nd, 3rd. October 3rd, Bill, rent is due at Gillette Stadium. Rent's due. Rent is due at Gillette Stadium on Sunday. And you're going to need to go into your savings. The landlord's coming. And you need to cash in. You need to do whatever you take. You cannot get blown out this Sunday. You get blown out this Sunday, it does not look good for you at all. Benching Malcolm Butler again because of an argument on the Super Bowl? Really? Look, do whatever you want after the season. I don't care. Super Bowl, if you are my second best corner, you played the most offensive snaps, don't care what you do. You playing. It's been guys who went to jail that week of the Super Bowl and still played. Like, your ego, Bill, and Kraft tried to hold the family together. He said, that's Torrey Smith, though. Malcolm Butler would have had it. Look at him. Look at him. Was able to hold everybody together. And he didn't, he didn't pull a Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones' ego cut the Cowboys dynasty short. And Kraft held it together as much as he can. But again, the fact that you bench Malcolm Butler over an argument during practice on Super Bowl week, to your defensive coordinator who, after he's left, decided to come back because he couldn't do nothing in Detroit, like failure as a coach. You let go Brady early, and then you don't even give him the courtesy to talk to him afterwards, meet him face-to-face. That's ego right there. So that's why I said rents due Sunday. Belichick, you got to get in your bag. We got to get this dub, man. That's all I got to say, man. What y'all think about this books and stuff that's coming out, man? It ain't looking too good for Bill, man. I'll be honest with you. It ain't looking too good for Bill. But, hey, it came out perfect time, and ESPN knew what they was doing. Got the hype around it for Sunday now. Had released it on, Wednesday, Thursday. So, you can go in the weekend with this all this narrative and everything. Hey, man, Sunday going to be crazy. May do a watch party Sunday. I don't know. Depending on how I feel. I might be tired. I may just want to just chill and just watch TV. But that's going to be it, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment. Catch you next time, y'all.